Hello, my family. It is another day and it's cold. It got really cold on us last night and it was freezing, and it's going to warm up a little bit, and come this weekend we're going to drop down in temps that we're not used to here. We definitely got to prepare the homestead by making an access way for the chickens to stay a little bit warmer, and that's going to require taking a doorway of their coop and covering it. And let me show you what I'm going to do with this. Okay, so I made a trip to Dollar Tree. Yes, you heard me right. I said Dollar Tree. I do not use heat light or lamps at all for my chickens, y'all. I don't alternate their natural body to accommodate the weather. But I will do is cut off excess wind or any bitterness that doesn't necessarily need to happen, which means the entranceway into my coop, I can block it off. And so when I went to Dollar Tree, for $1.25, I have an inexpensive way to block that off by using a shower curtain. They have a custom like little doggy door they go in and out of as well. So this is going to help protect them at least against the harsher elements. Then as far as the pheasants, we've got 2 more of these that I'm going to wrap around them. So, and then they'll have the underneath of that for airway, which we will not, I won't cover for that. It just blocks off the excess amount of wind or harshness to the birds, and it's the best way. The only thing we can do is pray for the best, because to alterate their natural bodies would not be well either. Last year we dropped down to 7 and we did the same thing, and they all survived. They did quite well. So I'm not going to change it. I'm just going to stick with what I do, and inexpensively, because it's not something we get all the time. It's, for us, this is unnatural. They're talking about our temps going anywhere from 9 to 4 degrees. This is not normal. Unfortunately, it's going to also require me to take all the greens that I have growing and really just yank them up and pull them for the season, because those type of temps, I learned last year, even when I covered them, they did not make it. They actually froze, and even my chives, everything turned to mush. So I'm just going to pull them all this year. I've got all the bunches of greens, and hey, I can just put young baby greens in my freezer. There is nothing wrong with that. I also have some young baby kale that I'm going to use towards my salad. Nothing wrong with that. I'm okay. It's almost planting season for a new year, so it doesn't matter to me. I am, like I've been telling you all, though, we've still been on our pantry challenge. That has not changed. We're still doing this, and I'm loving it. But today I decided to go grocery shopping with you in our pantry to try to create a meal. Now, I went through my freezer and I noticed that I had some chopped bell peppers. And so I know I had to use these. First, I got to make space in my freezer, because you know a new year's coming and I'm going to have to start using this up. Then I had a fresh onion. So I got to thinking, what else am I going to make to go with this? So I'm going to take you into the pantry and we're going to go grocery shopping. And once I get all my ingredients, I'm going to let you know what we're getting. I'm going to bring you back. We're going to go to our crock pot, and I'm going to show you what we're going to create for supper tonight using what we have in the pantry, grocery shopping within our own home, saving costs, saving money, and having a very healthy, wholesome meal. So let's get started. Okay, so the lighting here isn't all that great, but this is our hole in the wall in our tiny cabin pantry. So I told you we've got this whole wall here and then this whole back wall here. So we're in our pantry and I'm going shopping. So I'm having to look at what I'm going to use. I've got bell peppers, I have onions, so how about some hamburger? I've got quite a bit of my hamburger for a meat source, so we're going to add some hamburger. And I have an idea. So I'm going to get some home canned fire roasted tomatoes and a thing of tomato sauce. Let me see what else I have in here. I think I'm going to make me some cranberry juice as well. I've been needing some of that too. So we've gone shopping in here, so let's go back to the kitchen. Okay, y'all, so we went shopping and let's show you what we have. We have a pint of fire roasted tomatoes that we're going to use. We have a pint of tomato sauce. I have 2 pints of hamburger meat for our meat source. I have an onion, my cranberry juice for later to drink, and I have my frozen bell peppers that need to be used. So we went shopping, and what on earth are we going to create out of this meal? Well, there's a few things we can do. We could make this into a stew if we wanted to, but my idea is turning this, it won't take long, basically. I could set this on low and let it cook for the rest of the day, go do my chores and my farm work, whatever else I have to do, because I'm going to be making an inside out stuffed bell peppers, or in other words, bell pepper soup. So that will help me to use up these bell peppers so I can start my new season, new year. It would use my onions and my meats and my tomato sauces. I also have my own seasonings that I've done that I could add to this, like my garlic. Everything that I would add to bell peppers is going to be in my crock pot. However, the one thing I'm not going to add is the rice. The rice is a consistency for 2 people. One is a diabetic, one is on basically as much Mediterranean as possible. So with that, I could choose to do the Parish rice with my husband, because it is a low glycemic, but he has to have very little. So I think what I'm going to do is make a small amount for him, because we are about out and I need to absolutely order some more. I got to wait a couple more weeks and I'll be able to do that. In the meantime, for me, I have some wild rice. Now in the Mediterranean, wild rice would be very good for a grain for me. So that's what we're going to do. Now I'm going to go ahead and set up our crock pot, show you what we're going to do with this, and we're going to create our meal, set it aside, and then we're going to go outside and see what we can do about preparing our homestead for what's to come. Alright, let's go to putting this together. So I have my ground beef. I'm going to add this. I'm going to add my chopped onion. And that's about a medium-sized chopped onion. This is for 2, and then if there's anything left, I can actually turn around and, let me silence this, y'all. I can actually turn around from there and freeze this leftovers for another meal. I mean, to make this go as far as I can, why not? So I'm going to add all the green beans, listen at me, all the bell peppers, even colored ones in here, because I want to clean out my freezer as much as possible. I want to start out with some fresh, so I've got to get rid of the old stuff. And even if this is frozen, it doesn't matter, because it's going to create the liquid that I need to make this into a soup. So I'm going to get the rest of this prepared and we'll be right back. Okay, so recap. We have our chopped onion, about small, medium size. We have 2 jars of ground hamburger meat. Yes, we canned that. We have our bell peppers, about 1.5 packs. And now we're going to go with our sauce. Now I'm going to use my homemade roasted fire roasted tomatoes, and which was done basically in the oven. You can very much do that, and that will give me my tomato flavor into my soup. Oh my gosh, that looks so good. Y'all, that smells good. Now I'm going to stir this up and see if I need to add the tomato sauce. And from the looks of this, I'm going to say yes. Yep, definitely. Then we're going to start with our seasonings next. So I'm going to go with one of my jars of tomato sauce on top of that. So This way I can be ready for a new crop of tomatoes, which I'm going to do more paste tomatoes. These were made with various sizes and different brands that we grew, but I want more of a paste tomato because I like that sauce better. It's basically more thicker. So now I have my thick based, or well, soup based, and if I need to, I will add some more tomato sauce, because it still has a broth basically from my meat, so I don't really need to add that. Now I am actually going to be adding some salt to this. Remember, I don't add any seasonings to none of my canned goods, and this is why. I just season everything while I'm cooking. To me, it just makes sense, and I don't have to do it later or doing it beforehand. I mean, I like doing it this way. This is just me though. Now I need my pepper. And then my one more ingredient, which will be my garlic powder, and we'll be right back for that. Okay, so now I have my garlic powder, and there was seasonings inside my fire roasted tomatoes, so I don't really have to add any more than this. Now my soup is made for two. I will give you a close-up of this. Then we're going to set it up on the crock pot. We're just going to turn it on low or medium and let this cook until hubby gets home from work. In the meantime, I will keep an eye on its level. It doesn't necessarily have to cook as much as it just needs to heat up. Quick, simple. Hopefully some of the items that I used in here gave you some ideas of which you can probably can this coming up season. What might be some ideas to put in your freezer for your family. If anything else, if maybe not creating a meal, how about some ideas of what to put on yourself? So now I'm going to take this, I'm going to set you up over here, so just forgive me just a tad bit. Set this into our crock pot, cover with our lid. Sorry about getting in your way. Now I'm going to turn this on low, and I'm going to leave it alone. I'm going to let this sit. I'm going to go out there and get my chicken, some chores done out on the farm, and I'm going to take you with me because I got picking to do completely, and I've got to get prepared for this cold coming up. So I'm going to check on the temps right quick, and then we will be right with you. Okay, y'all, so currently, crazy, 52 degrees. It's out here. It's slightly warmer than it's been. However, tonight we're going to drop down to 28. Go figure. I'm telling you, this weather has no idea what it wants to do. Now, it'll be up to 61 tomorrow, 52 for the low. Really? So, Friday, 61, but back down to 28. And now we're looking into thunderstorms. Now, it's going to be mostly sunny on Saturday at 46 and 29 for the low. And then we're going to get into rain, and then possible chances of snow and very, very cold temps. So at this point, for me to cover up my coops would be kind of crazy because, well, it just doesn't make any sense. It's going to be too warm to do that. So at this point, it looks like Saturday, even though it's going to be 46 degrees. I think at that point is when I'm going to go ahead and start covering up these coops for the birds. And I will probably wait, even though I set up out here to pick my greens, I'm going to give them a little bit more chance to grow. And I will probably wait until Saturday. Maybe, well, no. It depends on what Sunday's going to look like, because it's going to be 52 like it is right now. So at this point, I may wait to the longest portion as I can to pick all my vegetables, and then I'm going to bring them in. I don't want to lose my crops. I want to use them. Even if they're young and tender, they taste just as good, and I really don't want to lose anything. So I honestly think I'm going to bring them in later part of the week. When I go to clearing or to fixing up these coops, I'm probably going to take you with me. I mean, y'all, you're with me just about every day. You've been in every area of this homestead that I have taken you, and that's pretty much everything that we have. So it only seems fitting that, I mean, you go in the kitchen with me. Why not work out here on the homestead with me as well? I mean, it gives you ideas of something that, well, reality wise, things that you may have to do. And so I can make it look like all peaches and roses, but honestly, there's work to be done. There's good and there's really some bad. I've had some pretty bad, times on this homestead, particularly when I lost flocks, a couple at a time, whether it been due to weather or whether it was from wildlife that took them out, or if somebody's neighbor released their dog and frankly they wiped out a whole thing of quail a couple years ago on me. So I mean, there's good, the bad, and the ugly. And so I might as well take you with me to show you every aspect of homesteading this year. I'm not going to hide nothing from you. I think that many people would benefit knowing the truth of really how much hard work this really is. I think you would benefit from the fact that it's not all glory. There is some things that are going to happen. Now, not saying that I would show you the ultimate worst, such as if something were taken out. I would not do that to you. I would tell you, but I would not show that to you. But there's nothing to say that I won't show you when it has to come time to hard work, to protecting your animals. When it comes to picking an entire crop, really you would wish they to grow as far as you possibly can, but now you've reached your end. So that's part of the downfall. A weather's going to take them out, so you make a choice. Do you let the weather disintegrate everything you've worked hard for, or do you just gather and take and say, thank you, Lord, for the bountiful harvest that I have, and enjoy and reap of your labor? I'm going to choose to enjoy the harvest and take it as it is. Young or old, it doesn't matter. So, this year I have vowed, y'all, to take you with this homestead. It's not very big, but when it comes to filling up the beds, when it comes to planting, when it comes to doing the seeds and every bit of this, you are going to be as much a part of this homestead as you are even in my kitchen. You are my family. And my family will only learn by seeing what actually goes on behind the scenes. Or, well, basically, there's not going to be any behind the scenes. You're going to get the full aspect of homesteading, the reality of homesteading. There's a lot of maintenance to it. There's a lot of work to it. And basically, like I said before, I take care of this by myself. For the most part, I do this on my own. Very seldomly, I will get some help. Now, like last night, let me aim you towards this one here. That turkey coop, right there. The green covering that is on that thing, honestly, that blew off. This thing here was a pain in my ever-loving tail end. I actually did that by myself. I didn't have anybody, they were here, but that doesn't mean I had the help. So I did it myself. And you know, sometimes, I'll be honest, sometimes I'm not much of a Christian. There are things that will tick me off to no end, and things come out of my mouth that I ask God to forgive me later. This is not all loving peaches, roses, and hey y'all, let me show you how to homestead, without telling you everything. Everything. There are things that's going to make you mad. There are things that are going to make you want to go, why am I doing this? And when you stop and think, I've had to do that. I have literally had to stop and think, why am I doing this? Do I want to keep doing this anymore? And my answer is, every time I go back to it, yes. Because in times that we're living in right now, when groceries are hard, prices are rising, and I don't know, honestly, where our next paycheck will come from. What ifs? Okay, so now let me go ahead to what ifs. What if my husband gets laid off? What if the weather is so bad they cannot work for weeks? What if I did not do what I'm doing, how would we survive? So it makes me say, all right, stop. Take a deep breath. Step away for a minute. Go back to what you were having to do, but know that this is something you really enjoy. This is something that benefits you, and if you gave this all up, what would you do for yourself? And that's my question for me. So I took my breath, I conquered that thing, and as you see, 30 to 50 degree winds, I held it together. Now it wasn't easy. I had 2 zip ties, me, a flashlight as it took and blew off last night, but my turkeys are dry, my turkeys are safe, and I conquered. There's nothing that you can't do if you really want to set your mind to it. And you know, I'm learning not to depend on anybody. If I possibly can do this on my own, I will. But I will tell you, if I absolutely need help, I will ask for it. So, I don't get help in everything. You all see that we have a big family, but no, it doesn't work out as many would think it would. So, and it's okay, you know, because in the long run, I know a few things. One, I have a loving God who gives me strength for everything I need to do. Number 2, he sees what I do, and he sees what the world does. I don't have to judge that. He does that for me. And you know, I know that in the end, I worked hard so that when I sup at my table and I give thanks for what has been done, I know that these 2 hands right here, calloused, breaking from all the washing of the dishes, dryness, these 2 hands worked hard, and I can enjoy what was prepared on that table because I had a big part of that. And that's satisfying. It's absolutely satisfying because I know it's healthy, it's good for me, and it's something that I enjoy doing, and it's something I did. You know, I have been used to life where honestly, I start things and I'd quit and start. I didn't know who I was. I didn't know where I was. Today, I mean, it's odd. Who would have ever thought? I would have never thought in my life, you know, I wanted to be a chef, y'all. And at some point, I really didn't know what I wanted to be. But then it came down to, I never thought that I would be with you. I never thought that I would be showing and teaching folks how to be a homesteader. I never thought, honestly, I would be today's world pioneer woman. I never thought I would be going back in time doing what I'm doing and love it so much as if I was meant to be there in the first place. You know, sometimes you do a job in your life and you realize that God set you up. He prepared you. He taught you. You went through for this moment right here, for the purpose you were meant to be for. Though I didn't know that my purpose would be for you and for me. But hey, I'm right here and I love it. I love you with all my heart as well. And I think to be able to have this gift to share with you, to me, is a blessing because I give people an opportunity to survive in the hardest of times. Many folks had generations who survived the Depression. You know, those folks made everything by hand. They canned, they stored, just like I'm doing today. This is nothing new in our life. We just learned to accept the conveniences in our life. And honestly, those conveniences have spoiled us. Yeah, they spoiled us. And with that, let me go get some tea, get into a little bit warmer situation here. We're going to finish this because I think basically it's a good time. It has been a while since we had a coffee time, and I'm going to be out here in this slightly cool, warmer temps with you. But I think it's something that it's going to let you know what our upcoming future is of this year, and let you know that, see if you're on board with me. So we'll be right back. All right, my family. So let's go, and we got our coffee. As you can absolutely see, I have nothing fancy around here at all. And at the beginning of this video, you saw that we created a meal. And I'm going to tell you, I just went in there getting my coffee and I tasted that. And holy smokes, Even though it is not made with an actual bell pepper that is stuffed, turning that into a soup was just like, if not better. This turned out way better than everything I've ever stuffed. It turned out amazing. Would I do this again? Yes. The choices that I am making when I can the meat and put it on my shelf, or freeze my vegetables and put it in my freezer, the choices I am making in the times that we are living in, how do we not know that, can we honestly say, is this really going to get any better? We don't know for sure. We could take and roll the dice and take our chances? Absolutely. Or can I do what I'm doing right now, sitting with my family? And like I said before, and I meant this, I feel like I'm sitting with each and every one of you because, like many of you, I have so many of my family from around the world, honestly, from Canada to all over the United States to other parts of the country. And so, look, we're an all-American family, I am. And I'm an all-American girl who struggles just like so many others. I have had a great opportunity with quite a few here lately to have one-on-one conversations and create valuable friendships just to learn that everybody's in the same shape. We want to have healthier lifestyles, or we want to be able to figure out how to survive in our families. And so this is what I'm here for. I not only did I throw that together and put it in the crock pot so that we can have supper later tonight, and I got the rest of my day free. But at the same time, I have some sourdough starter, and so last night I created the beginning of making a sourdough bread. Now, although I'm still trying to get the perfection of the proper way of doing a sourdough sandwich bread, I'm still trying, because it's one day I am going to find that right one, like I do all my recipes. I'm going to write it down, and it's going to be my go-to. Just like my cannellini beans. It's going to be my go-to. So I have sourdough bread on top of this. I don't have to buy it. I know what's in it. I have no chemicals or any preservatives added to it, and it's not going to alternate anything or alter anything in my body chemistry. It's working from my own kitchen. It's working from these two hands, and I enjoy that. I have been going on, March will be 2 years since me and my husband started this journey of a healthier lifestyle. And I'm going to tell you folks right now, this was the best thing we ever did. No, it's going to be 1 year, I believe. We're going into 1 year of doing this, and it was the best choice we ever made, to be honest with you. I feel so much better, to the point when I eat food that's processed. When I eat food that I know I shouldn't, like high in sugar, my body instantly kicks in and lets me know by making me so sick I can't stand myself. And I highly regret afterwards, why did I do that? So this was a benefit to, not only, if I'm going to live this lifestyle as a homesteader, then I'm going to take it 100% all the way. I'm going to actually live the lifestyle. I'm not going to pretend to be somebody I'm not. I'm not going to do it halfway and go about living my everyday life. I'm going to do it all, or I'm not going to do it at all. So when that means preserving what I grow, that means using what I preserve, and being able to show you how I do that. And I enjoy this. To go in that kitchen with you, to fix up that meal. We went shopping right in my own pantry, and y'all, my dime is still in my pocket because I did not waste gas. I didn't spend anything at the register, and I have satisfaction that I have healthy, wholesome meal sitting in my crock pot. And all I had to do was spend the time to do it. Now, initially, I will say, yes, the meat did cost to be able to can it. Then there was the electricity. I mean, those are technical details that, yes, it does cost to do this. But that satisfaction of right now with the price of hamburger, I can guarantee you when I bought that, it wasn't what it is today. I can guarantee you that those peppers that I grew and froze, they're a lot higher at the grocery store, and I didn't spend but $2 for a pack of seeds. So that is satisfaction to me. And then I brought what I gathered, chopped them up, put them in a Ziploc freezer bag, and stuck them in my freezer for a day like today, where I could prepare a meal and I didn't have to worry about it. It's already pre-cooked basically, so it's not gonna, whether it takes all day or not, it's in my crock pot and I'm free. My hands are free. I've got my bread rising, my meal being cooked, and I get to do my farm work here in a bit. And I'm enjoying a little bit of the sunshine with you at the moment. So, yeah. This year is going to give you the full aspect, y'all, of being a homesteader, not just partial. You're going to find out what it is from a real homesteader's point of view and a homesteader's life, what it's like to do what we do, to be able to survive like we do, and to be able to live healthier, eat healthier. I mean, it's worth it in the end. And you know, honestly, people will say this is exceptionally hard work, and I'm not going to disagree with that, but I also get exercise. It keeps me off the couch. It keeps me off electronics and the games or watching TV, or I do something productive in my life. My mental health has greatly improved. Number one, I'm accomplishing something in life. Number two, I used to be highly depressed, especially around winter time. And today, since releasing the fact of overweight, sitting around doing nothing, I am outside in the winter. 52 degrees is still kind of cool. As you can see, I'm in my sweatshirt, but I'm in the sunlight. The sun is giving me energy that I absolutely need, changing my mood, and I don't have to sit depressed and gloom and doom and knowing that the world is going to fall in and I'm just a part of it. No, I'm going to be a part of being the uplifting, and I'm going to be a part of one to encourage. And this is what I do. So my mental health has greatly improved. My body is improved. I'm getting more exercise than I've ever done before, and I'm loving what I do. So these are my goals for this year. Again, I'm going to remind you, this is Wednesday, Friday evening, and that is here in Mississippi time. I believe we're Central time. Between 6 to 7 p.m. I am going live. And so this will prepare everybody. I'm giving you heads up in between because a lot of you miss the community posts that I make when I'm about to go live. I could do a short and let you catch on to that one too, but through these videos, I am letting you know for so many of you who have missed it. And if you miss it, don't worry, it plays back, y'all. It's okay. As much as I love spending time with you, I also get life goes on. People have lives just as much as I do. So if you miss it, it will play back. But if you have the opportunity to spend the evening with me, I will be coming on live this Friday, and I do have a question I'd like to ask. It was brought to my attention. A couple folks are asking me, so I'm going to ask you all and get your opinion about it, because I believe in being fair to all people, and I will be bringing up that topic when the live comes. But in the meantime, y'all, I'm going to go ahead and finish out my chores that need to be done. Now, I will tell you, as far as cleaning up and all that right now, that ain't happening. I've got a lot of cleanup work to do, to be honest with you, but it's winter time and I don't really do much of that. So if the temps warm up a little bit more like it should be today, I'm going to actually take the opportunity to chop up some kindling and get some wood prepared and ready, because winter is about to hit us in a strong way and I need to prepare for that. Cleanup will come in the spring. So I'm going to get ready. I'm going to go ahead and finish this out. I'm going to go ahead and prepare my wood for this winter, what's coming this weekend and into the beginning of the week. so that we can stay warm with the wood heat. I love you all. I hope this video has helped you some. I hope you are going to look forward to being with me, whether it is good times, bad times, whatever. Like I said, I'm going to give you the full aspects of a homesteader. So I love you. I care enough about you to show you the truth in all of it, good and bad. Good and bad. So hope you're going to take the journey with me. Until then, I'm going to sip this. Life is good, y'all. Life is good. I love you. We'll see you again very soon from Parton's Heritage Homestead.